online plant-based dietitian, nutrition, run coach. So in addition to being a run coach, I'm also a registered dietitian, and my specialization is in plant-based nutrition and plant-based running. So that is what we basically talk about. So, all right, let me share this. I also can stream this on YouTube Live or TikTok Live as well. If it works, we'll see. Okay. Maybe not. All right. Internet is not great. All right. Recap. All right, let's see if this will work. Hello, everybody on TikTok. We are going live for Plant-Based Running Tuesdays with Coach Kayla. I am Coach Kayla. I'm a online plant-based dietitian, nutrition, run coach. And today we're going to be talking about my Boston recap. So let's talk all about Boston today. Okay. I can't get this to stay. Okay, stay up. Let me just post this link. Okay, let's get going. All right. Is anybody here on TikTok? I don't see anybody here yet. Okay, I think this can stay. Boston recap. Dun, dun. So I ran the Boston Marathon. It was my first Boston Marathon. So it was super exciting. So excited. And something that was very interesting is that I actually didn't qualify for Boston. So I've been trying to qualify for Boston for the last 2 years. I am like 10 minutes away from a qualifying time. So I know it's going to happen, right? I know I'm going to go back to Boston one day. But so I didn't really know how I was going to get to Boston, but I knew I wanted to be there. I really wanted to be there. A friend reached out to me and asked if I wanted to be a support runner. I had no idea what that was. I was like, what is that? All I knew is that it meant that I was able to run Boston. So of course I was like, yes, of course I will do it. So I ran with somebody that I actually didn't know. Her name is Susan. She has Parkinson's disease as well as, I hope I say this right, neurofibromatosis. And so she is considered a mobility impaired runner. Susan has actually been running for a very long time. She's been running since high school. She's in her 60s. She's an amazing runner. She is well known in her local running community. And this is somebody that I actually didn't know. She's originally from Louisiana, has lived in Alaska for the last 10 years. I did not know Susan at all, and just got connected through a friend through Facebook. So it really just shows you the power of social media is absolutely amazing to connect us with other people. And I can't tell you how much this experience was so rewarding and so fulfilling. And I feel like it was even more, it felt like more purposeful and it felt more rewarding being there at Boston, even though I wasn't running my own race. But because I was just suddenly feel like I'm a part of this new community that I didn't even know existed. So the way it works is those that have Parkinson's, disease are mobility impaired runners, and they are part of the para athletics division. So that's the wheelchairs, the amputees, the blind runners, anybody really with a disability is in the para athletics division. So the para athletics division actually goes after, in the Boston Marathon, they go after, sorry, they go before all the original waves. We go after the pro runners. So actually, to back it up, these runners are allowed to have a person to be their support runner or guide runner. So in the parathletics division, you may have noticed one of the amputees, her name is Adrienne. She is one, I believe it's called, probably butchering what this actual names of what these are, what it's called, but she's not a double paraplegic. I believe it's one one. But she lost one of her legs in the Boston bombing, and she ran with Shalene, that you probably know. That is a pro runner. She ran with Shalene. So Shalene was her support runner. So most of these support runners do, I believe, ask somebody to be their support runner, or they just find somebody that they want to be a support runner. I know I ran into somebody that's a friend on Facebook that that I've never actually met in real person, and she was there running with a blind runner, Angie. And she came up to me to just say hi. She said, "Hey, Kayla, I follow you on Facebook." And I was like, "Oh, awesome! Nice to meet you." And it was so exciting to meet her, in person, and for us to follow. And she said that she was part of this group and wanted to be a guide runner, and got paired up with her runner. So super cool experience. And we were really treated like VIPs because we were able to go. We stayed in this church before the race, so we really didn't have to go outside until like 10 minutes before they called us, that we had to walk up to the start line. And then, as I said, we ran after the pros and before really all the general waves. And basically, you just, as a support runner, you're there to support them, exactly what it says. So it may be different, I believe, for like a guide runner. I think that's a little bit different. But for support runner, it's really just to provide them support, run with them, make sure that they have water, that they have their fuel, that they don't fall. That was the biggest thing with Parkinson's, is your mobility impaired. And there's so many hazards we were running through, cups that were thrown through the water stations. And then also when we first started, because the regular waves went after us, we were actually getting bombarded by them because they were flying past us. We were only tracking to run a 9:30-minute pace. So all these people in Boston actually starts kind of downhill. So people are just flying past us. Probably for the first 2 miles, it didn't get, less congested, but a couple times, Susan had to grab my arm, and I was afraid I was even going to bump into her and make her fall. It was absolutely crazy. So that part probably wasn't the best, and we didn't really quite understand. A lot of these runners do run a slower pace, so that didn't really, I'm sure there's a reason behind that, why we start at that time, but that wasn't Susan and I were just kind of going back and forth like, yeah, this didn't work. This is like not the best. It was not fun, and it definitely was scary. And we definitely learned a lot as well. I mean, time Susan ran with a support runner. She has run with a pacer before, but didn't have a support runner. She's newly diagnosed with Parkinson's, but has been running a long time. So, we definitely learned, like, we should have had like a sign in the back of us saying mobility impaired runner, things like that, because people were like going through us and around us. And that was so it was a little crazy. It was a little hectic, a little crazy, but the crowd, I mean, at Boston is amazing. I mean, it was incredible. I mean, the whole time I was like, this is incredible. And what was great too of running my, not running my own race and running my pace, but running a little bit of a slower pace really allowed me to just take everything in for being, running Boston. And I don't remember there being even really any time where there wasn't a crowd, where there weren't people screaming and smiling at us like, go. And at the end, I realized, wow, this is why so many people want to get into Boston. For a long time, I had this goal to get in Boston, but it was kind of more of just because, well, that was just the thing to do. Like, I'm a runner. I don't think I'll ever run, as an Olympic or pro runner, but, it would be cool if I could get into Boston, right? So it always was kind of like this goal or thing that just seemed like that's what runners do. But I didn't really know what the hype was all about or really what the big deal was, I guess you would say. Um, but after running Boston, now I know exactly what I had extreme FOMO. Um, but actually, Susan and I didn't really realize that we had a VIP tent. I'm used to running on my own, and as a general person, we kept going. Then we were looking. We walked all the way down after we finished, and we took pictures and all that, and we kept walking. We were looking for our packets. And we're like, well, this doesn't make any sense. Like, where are our gear bags? So we ended up walking back and realizing we needed to go to the VIP tent. And right after you finish line, you go right, and there's actually this VIP tent, and that's where all the para-athletics division people go. So that was really cool. They had massage tables, medical people, they had food in there, our gear bags, all of that stuff. So cool. So yeah, they treated us like they treated us like royalty. It was absolutely amazing. Absolutely incredible experience. And I think if anybody, is feeling like you can't get into Boston, and that doesn't seem like that's something you can do, but something that you would like to experience, um, I would say, look to see if you could find somebody that you could run with, and to be their support runner. Or maybe you don't even realize that if you are included in that division that you can have a support runner. So that's also something to know. And then something else as well is, to really know sometimes you have these, well, first of all, and didn't really feel it or really wanted, go watch Boston. You'll want to be running because it's so amazing. And then another thing is, if you do have a goal, and this doesn't even have to be Boston, but even if it's just any goal in general, just be open to the opportunities and what could happen by putting that goal out there in the universe. But the plan that you have to get there doesn't always have to be that plan. It could be something else that you don't even imagine could be the how that you actually get to that goal. So just be open to, other opportunities and other ways, that you could learn about. And maybe watching this right now, maybe this, watching this video gives you an idea or a way that you could get to Boston, or maybe even just sparks something in you to, to think about other ways that you could reach the goal that you're really trying to reach. So I hope this is helpful, but I definitely wanted to do a Boston recap. I've gotten so many questions from all of you about Boston and how it went and all of that. And thank you guys so much for, watching and supporting my journey, as well as, just being there for support and, all the well wishes and everything. I do thank you guys so much for your support. And yes, it was absolutely incredible. And I encourage anybody, if you can get to Boston, absolutely do it. And of course, I will help you get there as well. If you really do want to qualify, you still want to qualify and you're not quite there. And you still want to, you absolutely can. I am also here to help you as well. As I said, I'm a nutrition coach as well as a run coach. So if you really want help getting to Boston and qualifying, absolutely can help you do that as well. So don't hesitate to reach out as well. So just wanted to do this little recap. I've also kind of cleared things up. And of course, if you guys have any other questions about being a support or guide runner, definitely let me know. The other thing too, I do know is that most major marathons, I believe, have support and guide runners. I don't know about any other marathons. I just know all the major marathons do have support and guide runners. So could be a way that you could do all the major marathons if you wanted, or knew somebody that you could run with. So just putting that out there as well. So thank you guys for watching. Again, thank you so much for all the support. And if you guys have any questions, don't hesitate to post them below. Reach out to me on my social media. You can find me on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, all of the places. Say hi, message me. Would love to hear from you. If you do have questions as well, you can also email me at kaylaslaterrd@gmail.com or kayla@plantbasedperformancecoaching.com as well. So feel free to also email me. All right, I'm going to go. I have to still eat dinner tonight. So it's 7:30, so I'm going to go get dinner.